Do you think a CRM is overkill? That belief might be costing you time, opportunities, and peace of mind. In this video, I'll bust 5 common CRM myths and show how a simple CRM can keep you organized without adding complexity. And let's start off with myth number 1. I can track everything in my spreadsheet. Oh, really? Let's take a look at an example. Here's a fairly typical way of managing our sales and our deals within a spreadsheet. And I recognize that we often get comfortable with all of the rows and columns that a spreadsheet provides, but where exactly am I supposed to start? Yes, I've got a combination of company names and values and dates and notes. Notes are what really suffers within a spreadsheet because you usually can't add a lot or it gets lost. But I think the biggest pain point is, where do I begin? What am I supposed to be doing with all of this information? Sure, we can sort and filter these columns in a variety of ways, but there is a better way. Here within my CRM, I can easily see the different stages of my current deals. I can prominently see the names of the company, the value, even the contact information. I can even see the total of the prospective value for each of these stages. And then I'm just one click away from diving deeper and finding out more information about that deal. No, I will never believe that you can do this easier within a spreadsheet when there are simple tools made for sales. Myth number 2, I don't have time to learn a new tool. And of course, you have so much other software to manage. Why add one more thing to your plate? But I want to dispel this myth because the right CRMs make it easy for you to add information. So for example, here, I want to add a new deal. It's simply click this button at the top, and then I can immediately start adding that person's information or just the deal information down below. So for example, since it is so easy to import your contact information, which I've already done, I can just search up that person's name here and all of their contact information has already been added. In this case, I'm going to say that the potential value for this deal is $5,000. I can add other information if I want, but I can always do that later too. I'm going to hit save and immediately I've got a brand new deal added here to my pipeline. Not only was that super easy to accomplish, but it continues to get easier with things being drag and drop. So as I go through my process, as I've made contact and as I send the agreement over, I can simply drag these things along and keep things in order. If you can drag and drop, you can use a CRM. Myth number 3, I don't have enough leads to justify a CRM. Sometimes when we think of a customer relationship management system, we think that we must have hundreds, if not thousands of leads. But even if you have a small handful, a CRM is going to make your life that much easier. Here you can see that I only have about a dozen contacts, a dozen leads here within my CRM. But just by having them here with all of their information in a centralized place, this actually prevents me from having to jump to other applications such as Google Contacts or even my email inbox. Let me show you. If I jump into David's account here, I get to see a complete picture of my interaction with him. So for example, we had a meeting last month. Down below, I've added some notes and I can continue to add further detail, whether it's my own notes, whether I want to set up a call, or yes, I can connect it directly to my email account, so I don't need to be jumping back and forth. And my entire history of my conversation with David, it's going to be kept here as well. So when it comes to creating a deal with David and his company, all of this information stays in sync. So even if you have just a small handful of leads, a CRM is going to make your life that much easier. Myth number 4, CRM automation is too advanced. One of the biggest benefits of using a CRM system is by adding automation, meaning that you can follow up directly with any of your leads automatically, or if it makes you feel more comfortable, sending you automatic reminders so that you take particular action. But of course, when it comes to automation, sometimes we get intimidated. Well, let me show you how easy it can be. I'm going to go into my automations menu here. And first of all, you can see that there is a ton of different templates that you can start with. So for example, you don't have to start from scratch. You can start with something that is much easier for you to manage. So in my example, perhaps I want to re-engage with some inactive deals. Maybe when something has been sitting for too long, I want to send them an automatic invitation or a follow-up email. So I'm going to click on this as my example, and I just need to make a few simple decisions. So for example, in my case, I do want to send an email. I'm going to say, let's go ahead and use this template. Now here within my CRM, it's going to walk me through a few different questions. So for example, when does this automation start? Well, I want it to only apply to people in that contact made stage. And then how long do I want to wait after they've been in that stage? If someone has stayed in there for more than a week, I want to make sure that I don't miss out on nurturing that relationship. And then last but not least, what is the email that we're going to send? Well, I obviously want to send it to the person connected to that deal, but most CRMs will also make this very helpful by allowing you to create templates. So for example, I've got a particular follow-up email that I'm going to use, and I can choose to decide if I want to track this email as well. I'm going to go ahead and save this as a draft, and this is what we've actually created. This actually looks a lot more complicated, and that's what I love about the templates available, is I don't have to go through this type of workflow stage. All I need to do is make it active for me, and now I'll make sure that I continue that contact with my leads. So don't be too intimidated by setting up your automations from scratch. You can always go ahead and use the available templates and edit them the way that you like. And finally, myth number 5, a CRM is too expensive for just one person. Well, let's put that into perspective. There's a good chance that you already subscribe to a service like Zoom for your virtual meetings. That starts at about $13 or $14 a month. There's also a good chance that you subscribe to QuickBooks or FreshBooks to manage all of your finances. That's going to cost you about $20 US per month. And these are single types of applications, virtual meetings and your accounting. But with a CRM, you are doing so much more, and pricing starts at just $14 a month. And most importantly, it's your CRM which is driving your business and has the potential to increase your revenues. Now, if you'd like to try Pipedrive CRM absolutely for free, simply click the link in the description down below. You can take a 14-day free trial. You can use their dummy data, test automations, and if it helps, keep it. If not, no harm done. Start finding out today if a CRM is right for you. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and remember, being productive does not need to be difficult. In fact, it's very simple.